gonna ask a question right here and right now. Did anyone else not get the actual feeling of psychopaths in this episode? I mean, the entire evil antagonist getting, like, shown in this episode and talking with the main detective, Art, and pretty much getting to see how they interact with each other. It reminded me completely of Makishima and Kogami from Psychopaths, and I was like, that's really freaking creepy. I mean, of course, the actual antagonist doesn't seem to be that smart as Makishima from Psychopaths, but he has that certain characteristic about him that completely reminds me of that, and it's pretty freaking cool. So, I like the antagonist, he's cool, but he's not the best villain yet. He needs more room to grow. Now, I have noticed something actually completely with this episode. I don't know if a lot of people have realized, but have you not noticed a lot of the main characters' names are very simple? Like, you got Art, you got Nice, Moral, but I mean, there's only a couple of names that are really, like, I guess, standard Japanese names. So getting to see these, like, simple, but I guess complicated names that we normally don't get to see in anime is pretty unique. I mean, when have we ever heard of a main character being called Nice? That's unique, and I like that. And so, what did we actually get from this episode? What kind of plot progression did we have? And what was really standing out in this episode? Well, for one, there was some really good freaking action scenes, and probably the ending portion of this episode was when the episode really started to shine. I really did enjoy this episode, and you can start to see how the plot is starting to form, especially when you have both organizations, like something taken out of a Marvel comic from, like, X-Men or something, when you have one group saying that they want to oppose people with minimum powers to have equal rights, and you got, like, people with minimum powers that get, like, rich and wealthy because they pass these academy tests. So, I like the entire setup and the organizations being set up in the background with the character development. The character development is pretty freaking awesome. Now, there was some character development that was obvious, like when we got little hints and subtle hints in this episode about, for instance, Nice being the #1 student of the academy. It's pretty obvious. I mean, it was to be expected, but it was pretty cool. And Murasaki actually being #2, they are a freaking duo and strong. You know, this anime, I'm having a lot of entertainment value out of this series. I mean, it's really good, and right now, they really just need to, I guess, build up the plot and the crime scenes, and try to build up the main villain. That's what they probably should focus on in this series, if they want to make it successful. But right now, the way they're doing it, I did notice, though, with the entire freaking, I guess, that fighting scene at the end, I don't know if anyone else also got something, but that dude that transformed into, like, a freaking grotesque monster, like, purple monster, that reminded me of the Incredible Purple Hulk. That's exactly what that freaking reminded me of, and I just like, is this the Hulk movie? Because, I mean, that's exactly what it reminded me of. But, I mean, looking past the funny parts of that, I did like the entire interactions, but there was a little bit of feeling of forced drama in this episode. I mean, it felt like they tried to make me feel sorry for the character that got, like, transformed into this monster because he wanted a minimum power. But, you know, I guess it's just because I need to grow to a character to really feel sorry for him. And right now, this type of plot is original in a certain aspect, but at the same time, it's not. So it's going to need more time to develop and grow, which is fine. I'm going to continue watching this series because it has kept me interested, and a lot of my eyesight is not getting affected anymore by this freaking episode. I mean, last 2 episodes, remember I was telling you about seizure warnings, but in this episode, they seem to have dumbed down on that little bit, and I didn't feel like my eyes were about to bleed. So, yeah, I have to say, Hamatora, the animation, is a really good series. I could recommend to go watch it if you're interested in this series. And everybody, this is going to be the end of my anime review this week. Tell me what you think about this anime. Tell me what you think about the plot. Tell me what you think about the antagonist. And tell me what you think about Nice being the #1 top academy student. Y'all have a wonderful day now wherever you live. Please stay safe. Chibi out.